All right, we're going to start this morning off with all of you getting angry. I know. No, it's not about nuisance streamers at all. No updates on that, but after this segment, I will give a little short break between the segments and give you guys a little bit of update about a guy named Vitelli. But no, we're not talking about Vitelli. We're talking about another nuisance. AOC. That's the AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's a viable option for 2028. All right, look, listen. JB, if you're watching, if you're still here, I've got nothing but love for the entire RBN community. I got nothing but love for Dude Dissidents and Keaton and Russell. I got nothing but love for Jimmy. I got nothing but love for the whole crew at INN. But I'm not to sound smug, but I think my very grim, dark prediction might be coming true. I know I'm going to take on the role of being the Alex Jones of the left. I told you, you don't have to believe me. Listen, look, I'm kind of a little crazy here. But no, I just remember my conversation now with Matt Weinglass. Do you have any idea how much crap we're going to get by being critical of AOC in 2028? Do you have any idea how much crap we're going to get? How much we're going to get? Because it turns out that considering her to be a viable option. And so, okay, great. But it's not going to be like, oh, she's going to win. No, she's going to be the Bernie of 2028. Simple as that. A 1, 2, 3.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has been sharing the stage with Senator Bernie Sanders on the Fighting Oligarchy tour, drawing enormous crowds. Several polls show her emerging as a favorite among Democrats for 2028. Do you see her, Alexi, as a viable option?
Yeah, it's funny because I think a lot of the polls are showing folks with great name ID, and obviously AOC, like Pete Buttigieg, has that. She also has a lot of star power. You see the rallies and the people she's able to bring to these events with Senator Bernie Sanders. The problem, of course, is that we've seen this time again. We've seen it with Kamala Harris.
JB, listen, and look, here's the thing, JB. I might be overthinking this. JB, follow him. He does a lot of great analysis. He's done commentary with RBN and Savvy Sabs. But yeah, we're going to get screamed at 2020. Now, the severity of how I'm actually going to go for the I am going banana. Okay, so if you know what reference I'm talking about in The Simpsons when they had go apple, go orange, and Ralph Wiggum was like go banana. I'm going full on go banana. I think that AOC in my scenario, and I'm just going to be the one to say it, is going to be groomed or set up to be the Bernie of 2028. And there'll be a lightning in the bottle kind of moment. And there's all this hype around her because of the Fight the Oligarchy tour, name recognition, potential successor to Bernie Sanders, potential, I say that, and everything else in between. And then, oh, she lost. There was nothing we could do. We got to support the neoliberal establishment candidate pick. And, oh, hey, be sure to donate to AOC's, I don't know, version of Our Revolution or some kind of BS, right? Now, if I'm wrong about this or if I'm overthinking it, I'll apologize, okay? I will. But that's just my perspective. And you know what? I would prefer to hear other people's nuances, thoughts on this. Maybe put your thoughts on it. Hey, Kit, you're overthinking this. And if that's the case, fine. But if the fact that you got the media laying down the groundwork of her being a viable candidate for 2028, it's like Ian Malcolm when the T-Rex gets out of the cage. God, I hate it when I'm right.
Has that. She also has a lot of star power. You see the rallies and the people she's able to bring to these events with Senator Bernie Sanders. The problem, of course, is that we've seen this time again. We've seen it with Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton. Folks are reluctant to elect a woman to be president, even and especially within the Democratic Party. And folks that I have heard conversationally and otherwise will say straight up, I love Bernie Sanders. I hate that AOC. And it's so interesting when you stop to consider or question why, because it goes to those familiar themes we hear about, oh, I just don't like her. I don't like the way she talks. She's all about herself. She's full of herself. When her ideology is...
That's kind of a fair assessment. I mean, come on. When Jimmy Dore and everyone else organized for Forced to Vote, I mean, when we were asking like, hey, didn't you run on this? And she said, this is violence. Yeah, that's what AOC said. This is violence. This is violence. It's like, come on. Oh, please grow up. Please grow up. You know. And then even for March for Medicare for All. When asked, what Zoink Scoob? Zoink Scoob, where's AOC? I don't know, Raggy. We get screwed again. Ruby, Ruby, Roo.
Is the same as Bernie Sanders, and they love him. It's just a different messenger they want.
Boy, that is a conversation we should have. We could do several minutes, a full hour on that kind of thing, big picture. But Alexi McCammon, thank you so much.
So the thing is, okay, well, you might be saying, well, gee, Kit, like, what makes you think they're going to be doing this? Well, this hurts. I don't want to pull it up, but post-Duopolis, these people don't give an AF about solving problems. All they care about is vibes. AOC 2028 fans united. Yay! Definitely would be the most photographic president ever. We're dying. We need Medicare for all. But look at how fancy AOC looks on the front page. AOC. There's still lead in our drinking water. But look at how good she looks in Vogue. AOC. Help. There's World War III breaking out. But look, she's stunning on this YouTube video playing games on Twitch. Hey, AOC, remember Forced to Vote? This is violence. Now, look, I'm going to mute this because copyright. But if I sat through this, so do you. All right? Now, I'm only being generous because you don't have to hear the music. But I'll play this on loop. You'd be like, please, Kit, make it stop. I'm going to have your eyeballs look at it. Make it stop. There you go. The time AOC showed us she could model. Oh, great. Earth-shattering. Everyone calm down. Yep, there she is. Look at that. The time AOC showed us she could model. Oh, yeah. Woo. There you go. There you go. Wow, the ruckus. No social emotional learning with Dr. Donnie. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cult of personality. I know. You know, again, everyone calm down. Exactly. And this is it. So let's go a little bit more into this in detail. More Americans. Oh, it turns out there's more Americans have a positive image of progressive Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a New York Democrat, than they do of President Donald Trump and former Vice President Kamala Harris. Why it matters? Well, AOC has been a polarizing figure in politics within the Democrat Party. She has drawn backlash from moderate Democrats and Republicans alike since he surged onto the national stage after an upset primary victory against the powerful incumbent Democrat in 2028. The New York progressive has embraced the Democrat socialist label despite pushback from within her own party. Recently, she has traveled around the country holding massive rallies with Progressive Senator Bernie Sanders, a Vermont independent, with the duo turning out thousands, including in conservative districts and states. What to know? What to know? New polling released Friday at Atlas Intel. Sounds like a CIA thing. Hi, Philip. Hi, Bob. Those are my CIA handlers. How do you address your CIA handlers? Don't worry. I mean, you're getting spied in on. Don't worry. You're being looked at. Which has been described by election analysis Nate Silver, like he's never got anything wrong, top rated, and was described as the most accurate pollster of the 2024 and 2020 elections, showed Ocasio-Cortez ranked third among politicians included in the survey in terms of Americans who had a positive view of her. The Congresswoman was also just 3 political leaders with overall net positive image. Yes. Isn't that great? The New York Democrat was viewed positively by 46% of respondents compared to 44% that viewed her negatively, meaning her net positive rating was above water by 2 points. Isn't that nutritious and delicious? An additional 10% of respondents said they don't know. They don't know. Only former President Barack Obama. Folks, let me be clear. Me and Lil Pan here, all we care about is ranking the votes. All these people asking for polling data really pisses me off. I will send you to the ninth level of hell where you're boiled and skinned alive. Indeed. And former First Lady Michelle Obama ranked higher than the Congresswoman. Barack Obama was viewed positively by 53% compared to 43% who viewed him negatively. Michelle Obama was 49% positive was 45% negative. Meanwhile, Ocasio-Cortez was ahead of Trump and Harris. Well, gee, you think? As well as Vice President J.D. Vance and former President Joe Biden. Well, that's no stretcher there, folks. Trump was viewed positively by 44%. And Vance by 42%, Harris by 42%, and Biden by 37%, respectively. The politicians were viewed negatively by 55%, 56%, 52%, and 55%. Aha. Wow. The poll included 3,469 respondents and had a margin error of plus or minus 2 percentage points at a 95% confidence level. It was carried out from May 21st to May 27th. Speculation swirled in recent months about Ocasio-Cortez's political future, especially since as she has rallied with Sanders across the country. Many have urged her considering challenging Chucky Boy Schumer, a New York Democrat, in the 2028 primary, while others see her as a strong Democrat presidential contender. And I'm going to make a controversial statement here, but no, folks, don't rage out. Keep your tomatoes down. But listen, you come to the show for me to be honest and give my full-on opinion. She very well has what it takes and has the necessary infrastructure and political backing to be a strong contender. Now, how she runs her campaign in 2028 has yet to be seen, especially on how she can handle the pressures on a national level. And the thing is, if AOC is smart, and I'm not trying to give free advice here, but if AOC is smart, and if people, especially certain podcasters like Joe Rogan or a few others, are still holding the same power and sway, AOC is going to have to really break some ground to really get onto these other shows. Because here's the thing, 2016 was a very interesting year. Now, 2008, again, was the year in which the internet was first used, and Barack Obama and his team effectively used it. 2016, we saw the rise and the full influence, or dare I say it, maybe the peak of independent media before the censorship really got in. And overall, all interviews are now done online. Social media is part of our environment, and a smart person goes on all shows. And remember, AOC didn't like it that Bernie went on Joe Rogan's show, but she's going to have, if she's really serious about getting out there, she better have taken notes from Kamala Mamala on what not to do. And this Fight the Oligarchy tour, in comparison to Cenk Uyghur's dumb rebellion pack and what David Hogg is trying to do, it has the most potential of retaining a strong base. Now, I've given my opinion about the Fight the Oligarchy tour. I think it's a hopium-copium event in which people are trying to feel good because they're triggered by Donald Trump. Listen, in life, you're going to run into people like Donald Trump. You're either that you've spoken with people like Donald Trump, or worked with Donald Trump, or dare I say it, you have family members that might be like a Donald Trump, okay? That's just how life is. There are good people, bad people, indifferent people, crappy people, wonderful people. That's just how it is. And Trump, my opinion, there are far more worse politicians than him currently serving in the Senate and House. I mean, at least he's up front with his BS. I mean, you know where you stand, which is why I don't even do like Trump stories, okay? As like just bad mouthing or whatever. It's just like, this is who he is. This is who he's always been. Now, AOC and the Democrats are going to have to really decide on how they want to save their dying brand. Because again, the Democrats are a dying brand. They don't have a lot of popularity. And it's abundantly clear that people like Jimmy Dore and everybody else were correct in saying that the progressive movement was the right way to do. But, oh, no, Democrats didn't listen. Democrats didn't listen. As much as people say that, oh, no, Democrats are communists. No, they're not. And Chicago is not a communist city, please. To my conservative audience, there's nothing communist about Chicago. It's far worse. No, it's not Stalinist. It's not Leninist. It's not Marxist. It's neoliberal corporatism. But anyways, I digress. Chicago, this city, the Democrat machine, the Democrats as a whole, all Democrat institutions are dwindling down because people have lost confidence in who they are and what they represent. Now, AOC being a quote-unquote new face, fine. But I've seen this story before, and I will leave this as a warning with my colleagues in independent media. When we get hate comments, whatever you do, don't do a drinking challenge, because there's going to be a lot of dumb people. If AOC really does capture that lightning in the bottle kind of moment, oh man, we are in for a storm, people. That scene, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Returns, You know, when the two cops realize that Batman's back, and the kid, and then the old cop says, "Oh, you're in for a show tonight, kid." That election year, to all of my colleagues currently in independent media, and to my future potential colleagues in independent media, we're gonna be in a show tonight.